Hey there guys, what's going on? Gale here, back again with another YouTube video. This time we're doing a video on Honkai Star Rail once again, and I want to talk about the upcoming Fate collaboration coming on the 11th of July in version 3.4. But more importantly, I kind of actually want to check out my old predictions that I did about 9 months ago, 10 months ago when this was first revealed. I made some predictions talking about what to expect in terms of units, in terms of potential story, events, and so on and so forth. I basically made a video talking about it, and I want to see how close I was to the actual thing. Now, we do know, just to give you guys a bit of a TLDR, we do know a little bit about what's coming in the collab. We know that there is a Saber unit coming up, there's an Archer unit coming up, Archer is free as well, and along with that we have an event that has been supervised at least by Nasu himself, concerning basically, well, a bunch of characters who are servants now all of a sudden, and that the Trailblazer will be a master basically. So we're gonna wait and obviously see in more detail what the story actually is, but I am very curious to see, you know, whether or not I was right in any way, shape, or form with my predictions, or was I wrong? And then of course towards the end of the video I might make some additional predictions on what we might expect in terms of rewards, events, and so on and so forth that haven't been announced just yet. Of course, if you guys are going to enjoy this video, remember to leave a like, subscribe to the channel, all that sort of good stuff, and let's get right into it, shall we? Let's check out our predictions. This was actually, was this, no, this is, wait, I don't even remember. Was this back in my old place? I think this might have been when I was still in my old place. So I've moved I've moved places. Yeah, definitely when I was in my old place. This is July. This was literally the month before I moved to where I'm living right now. So yeah, it says a lot when how long it's been since they've made the announcement. Let's check it out. Let's see what I have to say in regards to this collaboration. Okay. Making some predictions about the upcoming Honkai Star Rail and Fate Stay Night Unlimited Blade Works. Yep. We all know that. Been living under a rock. Yeah. Let's just move along. This collaboration in terms we will move along from the yapping that I'm doing. Pessimistic, optimistic, and all the potential likelihoods that might come out of this. Now, of course, if you guys going to enjoy this video, brother, you need to stop yapping. Big fan of the Fate series as a whole for around 10 years, 9 years now. To be I mean, it has been that long. I think I started really following into the Fate series since FGO in 2016, give or take. Probably one of my most anticipated collaborations in a gacha game. Yeah, and obviously there's a lot to also. Yeah, I would say so, definitely, because I played games with collabs before, but this has probably been the most excited I've been in a while, because it's Fate plus, you know, seeing potentially, you know, the likes of you know, Saber in 3D and stuff. It's in newer models was very promising and exciting. That would be amazing. Yeah, I was this point I think I was still playing Zenless a little bit. Obviously I've stopped playing Zenless, and part of me wants to get back into it, but especially with the Persona gacha coming up, I don't think I will, to be quite honest. I don't want to put too much pressure on me with gacha games and stuff again, to be honest. I'm enjoying playing other games in my spare time rather than jumping on gachas and having to do my dailies and stuff. So yeah, and a lot of other things as well, and going over the Type Moon stuff. Yeah, they were the starting foundations of Type Moon as a whole, specifically Tsukihime, right? Tsukihime, Kara no Kyokai, these were the ones that really got things underway, of course, along with Fate. Back in 2004, 2005 as a visual novel, and Unlimited Blade Works is basically one of the three routes available. This is me obviously explaining to those who may not know about it, which is, I think, a good thing, because a lot of people actually don't know about Fate. Like, the amount of people I've been seeing on, you know, Reddit and Twitter just not caring about the collab. I've even seen some people in my own Discord just say that they're not interested in Fate at all, you know, the Fate characters, which I completely get, but it's a good opportunity for people to explore and experience it as well. We are going to be following the Rin Tosaka route, which I think fits really well, actually, considering all things said and done. Does it? Out of all the three routes, right, I can see this one working the most, because why? I feel like obviously you had a lot of I don't remember what I said here. Routes as well and everything, but I feel like there was a little bit more emphasis, you could say, as well on it in Unlimited Blade Works, because of the Tosaka family, and of course Rin in itself. Okay, so I'm going down the mage route here. You know, propagator and the girl who was basically pushing it massively, and then of course we saw the reality model of Shiro and Mia. I can see that. Okay, that makes a little bit more sense. Now that I'm thinking about it, we'll talk about that in a separate. I feel like OG Stay Night didn't do it really that well, but I think Heaven's Feel did it as well, pretty heavily. But I do think, of course, yeah, with the Tosaka family and everything. Plus, you look at the ending of this as well. You see Shiro and Rin, in London and everything, at the society and everything. So, I guess. What you need to know is that there is a focus on Rin Tosaka in Unlimited Blade Works. There is indeed. Crucial point number 1. Okay. Okay, that's crucial point number 1. Now, I want to see how it break down the possibilities. I'm pretty sure I've screwed up so massively here. There's a plethora of possibilities and a wide range of likelihoods. Starting with, and in my opinion, this is the most pessimistic one of the lot. And it's a merchandise thing, effectively. Yeah, no, that we were wrong on that one big time. Okay. To be fair, I did preemptively say that this is the most pessimistic one and it's merchandise and stuff. No, it wasn't. Good. Thank God about that, to be honest. Imagine how pissed off everybody would have been if it was just merch or something. In Genshin Impact recently, right, from 4.7, or Lucino's animated short as well, right? These are all done by the Hoyoverse animation team. So there is a possibility that at the bare minimum, we're only going to get merch probably featuring the likes of maybe Kalos plus Shiro or Kalos plus Rin, and vice versa as well. Stel plus Shiro or Stel plus Rin, and they're selling merchandise with that, maybe Saber alongside Acheron or something along those lines. Basically, I was cooking with some of the merchandise combinations, and to be fair, I kind of cooked there because we are going back to Penacony, so I wasn't expecting. Well, to be fair, this would have been during the time where Penacony was still a thing, so obviously it would be on our minds. But I did cook with the fact that they are going to go back to Penacony, okay? Kind of. Not really, I'm not going to take that. Right, that is the bare minimum I think we could get. Now we'll slowly progress upwards and upwards and upwards, and then the next thing I could see us getting is potentially some costumes in game, basically, right? I'm still holding out hope for that. Would be ideal, I think. So that hasn't been confirmed. Costumes for the MC or anything haven't been confirmed or anything of that sort. I have heard murmurs. Again, I don't know how true it is, and I'm not gonna say it's real or not because again, leaks and all that sort of stuff. You never know what's real, what's fake. People could be just doing something or the other on Twitter for clicks and clout. I've heard of that there's going to be a Firefly outfit, but I don't know if it's going to be any way, shape, or form linked to the collab in any ways, in any way. So let's not assume that there's going to be a costume. I really do hope there is, though. I wish there is. Outfit, Lancer's outfit on Dan Heng, for example, that would be amazing. Himeko getting Medusa's outfit would be stunning, in my opinion. Welt getting Kirei Kotomine's outfit. Oh my god. Would also be amazing. That would be something. Kalos can get Shiro's outfit and Stel can get Rin's outfit, right? Something along those lines would be pretty cool to see, right? It would be pretty cool to see. Very simple. I still think that would be cool. Obviously, by the time I don't think they should do it for every character. I'm just listing off characters here, but I think they could have easily done Stel plus Stel having Rin's outfit or Shiro having or Kalos having Shiro's outfit. Now, obviously, the thing that everybody wants to see the most is characters, and I think that is the next. All right, what did I think in terms of units? Characters in game, and now this is where things get a little bit tricky, in my opinion, because of course, characters. A lot of people are saying, "Oh, Saber, Gilgamesh." Gilgamesh. Characters like these, basically. And it's so funny that they didn't even do Gilgamesh. I mean, we got beaten Gilgamesh in my day. It's a little bit hard to say if that is actually going to be the case because this is Unlimited Blade Works. And I repeat what I said earlier on. Crucial point number 1, Rin Tosaka is the main heroine. And along with Rin Tosaka, there's a huge focus on Shiro plus Emiya. Emiya being like a future version of Shiro, effectively, who's lost everything and so on and so forth. A very deep story. You guys can obviously watch it at your own time and understand Emiya's story in more detail. But TLDR, future version of Shiro, basically. And Emiya being Archer, by the way. To clarify, Emiya is Archer in this situation. There's a huge focus on the likes of Kirei Kotomine, a lesser focus on the likes of Saber and Gilgamesh, funnily enough, as well. They do play their roles, of course, as well.
But
I did undersell Gilgamesh and Saber a bit here, but yeah.
Role nonetheless, but does play obviously a huge important role in, you know, pushing Shiro Emiya to the forefront, you could say, as well, with one of the best abilities and one of the best sequences we've seen in Fate, arguably, and one of the most shared ones, I would say, right? So
yep, of course.
Opinion, I think the likely option, if we're going for pure popularity, right?
Okay.
I think the 5 stars are Saber, Gilgamesh. 4 stars are Shiro and Rin. And Emiya is the free-to-play 5-star, or 4-star or 5-star. One of the.
Listen. I'm not. Well, I did not cook for 3 of them. I did not cook for 3 of them at all. I screwed up on Gilgamesh. Shiro, Rin, I screwed up on. They don't plan on making any 4 stars anytime soon. Anyways, it feels like. And Stariel and 4 stars. What are those? I did cook with Emiya, being a free-to-play 5-star technically. And I cooked with Saber. Well, Saber was the obvious one. I think everybody knew Saber was going to happen.
The popular option of doing things, right? That's the more popular way of doing things.
Yeah.
The other way, and I think this is the more realistic way, if they really want to honor Unlimited Blade.
Okay, realistic.
Is Emiya 5-star, Rin 5-star.
Oh, I did not cook there.
4-star Saber. 4-star Gilgamesh.
I did not cook there at all. I could have cooked so hard. Why did I not say Saber 5-star? Saber should have still been 5-star. But I did put too much of an emphasis on Rin also being there. That's the issue.
That is also very possible.
I could have cooked so much there, man. Outside of the 4 stars. But to be fair, at this point I didn't realize how bad Stariel would do with 4 stars, man. Or how they wouldn't do 4 stars at all.
Should be the candidate.
Shit, man.
The roster for this upcoming collaboration. I think that 5 set effectively has to happen. I think a lot of people will also say, you know, maybe Heracles, maybe
no, I wasn't. Yeah,
of course,
no.
Right? Or Medusa, Medea. What about these characters? They play a role, but not as important. If this was Heaven's Feel, I'd probably say another set entirely, right? For Heaven's Feel, I'd probably chuck in Sakura. I'd probably chuck in Berserker. I would chuck in Medusa. I would chuck in Saber Alter specifically, of course, right?
Yeah.
Rin as well. I'd say Heaven's Feel would have had a much larger roster to follow.
Yeah, to be fair, Heaven's Feel would have been a much more difficult thing to do, to be honest. I would have definitely said Sakura, Saber Alter, or Saber Alter, Medusa.
But that's something.
And
every single book is very.
There's so many there.
Who's the main characters, the protagonists, and all of that sort of stuff.
I love how they just said Fate Stay Night Unlimited Blade Works. We'll chuck in Saber as 5-star instead. Well, to be fair, Archer and Saber both are there, so it's fine.
Interesting, and also can be a little bit. It can be very different from one another. The experience for each route can be different from one another, so keep that in mind. Now, the final thing, and I think this is the big one, and I wanted to come to this point because I feel like this is going to be where the conspiracy theories come into play.
Okay.
A lot of people have been talking about the planet behind the collaboration picture.
Oh, yeah, no, I'm not even gonna go there. This was
what if they're going all guns blazing?
No.
Now, I actually thought that there was a good chance that they could also, and before we get on to that conspiracy theory of them going all guns blazing, one thing that they could have done, yes, I was looking for Pseudo Harem. Good anime, by the way.
It's a good anime. I highly recommend it. It's not a bad anime at all. It's not what you think it is. It was very good.
Evangelion collab, right? And the Evangelion collab was very much a case of
I love how there's just a spoiler to Evangelion there, but it's whatever.
Asuka, you had some interactions happening and everything.
There was a full event as well, yeah.
There was basically, there was exclusive stories, battlesuit, weapons, a good, interesting story as well in that section.
Man, I wish I had played during this time. Evangelion is one of my favorite shows of all time, if not my favorite show of all time, so yeah.
Right. They could have done something very similar here as well, where there could have been just, Rin Tosaka as a character, and it's an event, and that's it, right?
Yeah, they could have done that.
That is also a possibility. I do think that is also a possibility.
But it technically is what they're doing. They're doing 2 characters, not Rin only, but 2 characters, 2 summonable characters, not permanent. two summonable characters
right
and
now,
an
like,
event.
for example, Stellar Shimmer or the Come With Me, not Come With Me, the Origami Bird Showcase event, right? Something similar or akin to that, but a bit more expansive, right? Orem Alley vibes, let's say, right? Orem Alley vibes, where it's very expansive, big story slash event quest, and that's how we would have done it, right? But I don't think that's gonna be the case.
Oh no,
I say that is, I think the conspiracy theories are very likely to be.
No, it wasn't.
What plan behind the collaboration picture? I think we're going all the way. I think there's gonna be a couple of patches dedicated to.
No, it wasn't. Okay, buddy, that's enough of out of you regarding that, because you were so wrong. So I got the units somewhat right, is what I'll say. I'll take some of it. So I predicted merchandise and a PV. We're probably not gonna get merchandise for sure. I do think PV is possible. Especially, you know, with the trailer and everything, they'll probably do something for 3.4. I'd be surprised if they didn't. Characters wise, I'll say I got it fairly wrong, you know, because I did do two sets. One that was a popularity based one, and one that was Heaven's Feel, and I just got half and half basically there. So I'm not even gonna take it as a I got it right. I got it basically half wrong, effectively, purely because of Gilgamesh being there, Rin being there, and Shiro being there. None of them happened. None of them happened. It was only Saber and Archer that happened. So, unfortunately, was wrong there. And then my final point, I was just going on a fucking tangent with the conspiracy theory. I technically got it immediately wrong the moment 3.0 was announced. The moment they showed us 3.0 and they said that Amphorius is going to be all the way to 3.7, I got it wrong there, because it wasn't going to last multiple patches. And instead they're going back to Penacony. So I did get it wrong in a way. I did say what was going to happen in that sentence, but I just disregarded it and said they're not just going to do that. They're going to do something grander. So it was me being delusional. Very much Delulu vibes in that situation. So unfortunately got that completely wrong. What we are getting, of course, just to go over it once again, is we're getting Saber and Archer, and it's going to be starting until on July 11th, and potentially we'll be going for quite some time, at least, you know, being able to claim Archer is going until version 3.6's end. And there is going to be an event coming up where, of course, Nasu is supervising the story, but it is going to be taking place on Penacony. Now, of course, there may still be more stuff coming. There is a very good chance that there still will be more stuff coming in relation to this event and in relation to the collaboration, but it is what it is. It is what it is. I got it fairly wrong, I'll say. I will admit I got the whole collaboration fairly wrong, but I'm very much looking forward to it nonetheless. As somebody who's a big Fate fan, like I've said at the start of this video and during that video reaction as well, I am a massive fan of Fate, and along with that, I'm a big fan of Saber. One of if not my favorite character in the Fate franchise. And it's the one character I always go for in FGO. When I used to play FGO, at least, I would always go for any Saber face that was available. Or at least Artoria face, I should say. Not Saber face, because that would also include Nero, Jean, and so on and so forth. It would include too many of them. There's just too many Saber faces that I cannot keep account of, okay? So mainly Artoria faces. So, of course, getting Artoria in this game as well is going to be fantastic. And then, of course, Archer is there as the free-to-play option, which I got fairly right. But yeah, let me know, did you guys get your predictions right? If you guys did do predictions regarding the Fate collaboration, were you spot on with them? Did you expect more? Did you expect less? Let me know in the comments. I mean, the only thing I would say that I would like to have kept from the original predictions is the 4 stars, to be honest, because it's kind of disappointing to see how bad Star-Rail has been with 4 stars. So for me personally, as a player of the game, I'd have liked some 4 stars, even if they were going to be time-limited collaboration characters. It would have been nice to see maybe like the likes of Rin, Shiro. I mean, I would have even taken Gilgamesh as a 4-star, albeit he is basically... I wonder if that's the reason why they decided to... See, with My Day, there's 2 ways they designed him. One, they had him already ready from the very beginning, and that's why they didn't do Gilgamesh, because My Day would have just been basically the same as him, you know, looks-wise. Or number 2, they designed My Day that way because they knew they weren't going to put Gilgamesh in the Fate collaboration. So it was like, we couldn't get him here, so here you go. Here's Gilgamesh at home, basically, is what I think it has happened there. But let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below. Thank you so much for watching this video. And of course, leave a like if you enjoyed it. Subscribe to the channel. Let me know if your predictions were right. I'm gonna set up a 1 or 2 more predictions before we wrap up this video. Now, I think that we're, first and foremost, we'll get the PV and everything. I do think that we're also probably, and again, keyword probably, I think we're still going to be getting a costume dedicated for the Fate collaboration. I'm still going to hold out hope there. I know that there's not been leaks or anything regarding that, but I'm still going to hold out hope that we're going to be getting a costume for the MC, be it Shiro's or Rin's. I'm hoping we get one of them for our character. It would be quite amazing, and I would really appreciate it. Seeing Cell in Rin Tosaka's outfit would be fantastic, in all honesty. Or any other character. If they had to go for any other character and any other suit costume, that would be nice as well. I wouldn't mind it too much. I'm still going to hold out hope for a costume for Fate. And number 2, what I do hope for is that the banners themselves, and this is based on the information they've given, so you could argue and say that this is less of a prediction and more of a guess in terms of what they mean by will be available for a long period of time. I think that this banner or this Fate collaboration banner / event is going to last more than the 3.4 patch, and it's going to go until at least 3.5. I'm giving myself a little bit of leeway there, but hey, I will be wrong if it is going to end in 3.4, but I'm going to assume it's going to be available until the end of 3.5. But we'll have to wait and see if I'm right or wrong on that front. Let me know what you guys think. And of course, if you guys enjoyed this video, remember, leave a like, subscribe, all of that sort of good stuff. I will catch you guys in the next one. Until then, take it easy. Have yourselves a good one. Ciao, everybody. Bye-bye.